If you are the main provider in your family, you've got good savings, a great family, a good career, and you're wondering, am I the kind of person who would do well or should own a franchise? Well, in this video, you're gonna see. I'm gonna tell you exactly who thrives in our system and who I would lovingly tell, please don't give us your money. If you don't know who I am, my name is Matt Pinkerina, the founder and CEO of the Assett franchise, where we help you build a commercial cleaning company that is an actual company that you own. You're not out there pushing them up. You're building a team and a book of business that functions without you. And one of the ways that we protect families and the brand is by being picky about who we award franchises to. I've seen people in the wrong business model being absolutely miserable and regretful, and I don't want that for you. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through a framework that we call Assett, which is built on 6 traits that we see with franchisees who consistently are happy building their business. They build strong and healthy businesses that ultimately are semi-absentee to own, which means they don't have to be at work every day. By the end of this video, you're gonna see one of 2 things happen. Either you're gonna see yourself in most of these 6 traits here, and you're gonna think, wow, this business is built for me. Or you're gonna be thinking through these traits and not see much of a match here for what would work in our franchise system. And that's a win. That's great for you because you just saved yourself and your family stress. Either way, you walk away with clarity. So let's dive right into the first one here, which is the letter A, and that's gonna be appetite. And to better understand what we mean by appetite, let's look at 2 things that make up an appetite. First, you need to have the ability to do what the appetite wants. So in our world, that means you have to be able to have the financial resources to invest. Does someone have money at their disposal, whether it's cash or it's equity in a house or from their assets as a whole, and they're thinking, we want to make this work for us. We want to build something valuable with this. And we're hungering to do that. And that's the next part is, do they hunger? Are they really wanting to change their life? Are they really wanting to do something different? Are they really wanting to build something great? Because it's one thing to have the ability and the money in order to invest into something and starting your own business. It's another thing to actually be motivated and to really be driven to make it happen. So if you and your spouse have been talking about you have some savings, you want to put it to work, you don't really want to throw it into the stock market and just cross your fingers and see what's going to happen, or take some sort of real estate investment. You want to do something active with it and drive as much of a return as you can for your life, then appetite, you have it. Next, I'm going to say it, but stick with me through it, is sales skills. Now, let me be clear about what we mean by sales skills. What we don't mean is someone says they could sell snow to an Eskimo. Well, the Eskimo doesn't really need snow. They got lots of it around. And so then that just implies that you're just a manipulative person and you're just arm wrestling people into saying yes, and you win and they lose, right? That's not what sales really is. Sales skills are about identifying a need and helping someone make a decision that's helpful to them. And you're just offering what we have because it's a fit for them. So we're going to the right people. We're able to have a conversation. We're able to ask them questions. We're able to unpack their need and present them a solution that fits. And so more often than not, the best franchisees in our brand have B2B sales experience or B2B relationship experience. This means that whatever career they're coming out of, they were involved with visiting facilities, working with either facility managers or office managers or business owners in some capacity or executive teams, and offering products to them, selling them things, trying to get in and get their attention. It doesn't always have to be a sales-oriented task. It can be upselling or having a management relationship with them from one company to another, but they do have that B2B experience and expectation for what it's going to take to build a commercial business. Because what it really boils down to is you want to be offering something that's already working so that it really negates a lot of the need for sales skills. And let me actually even rephrase that. It negates a lot of the need for you to be able to have manipulative skills. And what your sales skills really turn into is more of these sales disciplines, the processes that you know you need to follow in order to get someone's attention and get in front of them and unpack their needs. Now, something that we do, because not everybody in the brand has B2B experience, that's totally fine, is we do offer professional sales training. And this allows anyone to know what they need to do. We just see that people who have the experience come in and they are disciplined enough to follow through with what the training teaches. And not only this, but whenever we have someone who has B2B sales experience, they usually come with a network. And what they're suddenly able to do is, following our marketing strategies and using the materials, they're able to ignite their entire network and find out about all kinds of customer opportunities and contract opportunities and get their business off the ground so much faster because they're plugged into their community. People know them. They already know them as some sort of a salesperson or as some sort of representative from the past, and they trust them and they respect them for what they've done. And so sales skills is something that we do look for. I'm going to fix that for us real quick. Oh, and something else that allows you to do is, if you do have sales experience, you know that your potential is just determined by your effort. Yes, we give you all kinds of material, all kinds of systems, marketing, branding, everything that you need, everything to do the work, but you still have to be the driver in the driver's seat of your business. And however fast you want to go, it's up to you, and sales skills really help with going a lot faster. Number 3 is we're looking for someone who is systems-minded. This simply means that someone who prioritizes repeatable, consistent actions without trying to make too many changes all at once, right? Especially when it comes to a franchise system that someone would be investing into. They don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. So if someone's wanting to start the next Tesla, right, want to start taking on Elon Musk, right, then this is not an opportunity for them. If they're going to invent something completely new, try to change an entire industry or the world, then a franchise model like ours is not it. But if they want to follow a step-by-step plan that's been proven time and time again, follow the training, do the tasks, rinse and repeat, still navigate their market, and there's still processes and steps that they should take, then that is when it's a good fit. It's predictability that produces consistency, and consistency that produces results over the long run. And also, an enormous factor with someone who is systems-minded is they embrace the systems that they're offered within whatever brand they're investing in. Like in ours, we have an automated hiring system. We have market intelligence systems. We have an entire automation suite and systems for the business. It's someone who embraces those systems who do the best in the business, because the systems replace their time. Right? The whole goal is to work yourself out of a job, and in a brand and a franchise like ours, we're trying to help you work as little as possible. And that's the beauty of systems. If someone comes in and they don't use the systems and they run into common problems that their competitors would face, then why did they invest in the first place? So if you're systems minded and you want to leverage something that's already there and it's already working and follow a clear plan and path with systems that operate, then this is a very good route. Number 3 is, do they have executive goals? What this simply means is that they are not looking to do any of the cleaning in the long run. One of the most common misconceptions in the commercial cleaning franchise industry is that owners have to do the cleaning. But in our commercial cleaning model, that is not the case. We're actually helping our owners build a business, not push a mop. One of our questions in the questionnaire for franchise candidates who are interested in learning more is, tell us about your goals. Where are you heading in life? What does 5 years out look like for you? What we want to see is they have the desire ultimately to build something that goes beyond $1 million. Now, as can be seen in our documentation, in our FTD, we can go well beyond that. Well, what does not work is someone who's looking for something like a unit franchise that's out there in the commercial cleaning world, where essentially they pay a lot in fees, they get handed contracts, but they got to pay for those contracts. They're not doing their own marketing. They don't really have enough money to build their own team, so they're out there having to clean most of the time. That's not the type of commercial cleaning company or franchise that we're building here. What we're building is you are the only franchisee in your area. There's no one else around you. And you are the one who owns that area, markets to that area, is in charge of building your team in that area to care for everybody, ideally every building, right? Providing multiple lines of revenue to them, not just cleaning services, and expanding your brand and presence. Building a company that allows you to operate just on 5 hours a week of your effort or even less. And that's what executive goals sound like. But there is another set of goals that don't sound like this, but also aren't executive at all. And that is someone who doesn't want to do much work at all in the beginning. They just want to throw money at something, let it be a passive investment, and not be involved at all from the start. Now, in the commercial cleaning world, in order to build a brand in a heavily relationship business, it is going to take a decent effort up front. We say at least a full-time effort up front for the first 12 months. The main thing is you're willing to work at something and make it great, and you have the opportunity and desire to really grab onto the benefits and results of that. Number 5 would be time horizon. Also, I would say tenacity. And this leans in a little bit from what I was just talking about with in a commercial cleaning setting, building a commercial company. It takes more than just a month to get off the ground. It can actually take a few months to get your first major paying client that's on a recurring basis. And the speed of that first client can very heavily depend on your sales skills and ability to invest in specific marketing programs. But what we say is think 12 months out. Like in my business, there were contracts that I marketed to in the very beginning months, within the first 3 months, that didn't come through until the 4th quarter after starting my business. And if I had just called it quits and given up on it in the middle of the year, then all of that growth that we experienced, which you can see inside of our FDD, it never would have happened if I had not waited around and kept consistent at it. And that growth only continued in the long run. So just like I said with the executive goals, you've got to have the tenacity to be willing to go full time, at least for 12 months, to build a business that can transform your life, like it did for mine within 12 months. Now, of course, I have to say, because we are a franchise brand, this is illustrative and my results may be different than what your results would be. But either way, the commercial game is a little bit longer of a game, but the upside is pretty high. And now number 6 is team values or fit. And this is where I'll be forthcoming and honest. I am a Christian. I do pray for our franchisees. I do build the company on biblical principles, and we ask all of our franchisees to honor that. Because ultimately what happens is that drives people to do excellent work, to do their absolute best at whatever their hands are set out to do. And also from that, we value people because we believe that people are made in the image of God. Therefore, we should be respectful for everyone, whether they're the lowest level worker or they're an owner or someone in corporate. And these values extrapolate even beyond that, but why are we building the business in the first place? Yes, we can have executive goals. We don't want to get trapped into buying ourselves a job, right? But what's the end game of that? What are we going to do with our family? Are we going to go do anything better for the world with the money and time that we may have? You see, business should not be the end game. If you're into a business just for the money, then you're going to be dramatically dissatisfied because you can never, ever have enough. But if you're hungry because you know you're capable of so much more, and you have so much more that you can pour out into the world and to help others with, and to build something that's great, and to lead a fulfilling life, and have more time with your family, and do things that do matter, that have an eternal impact, then that's whenever you have a team values fit. So there you have it. You got our brand in there and what we're looking for and who this is really for. If you're interested in learning more about what it's like to own an Assett franchise, then check out the links down below. Or you can also check out any of the free resources we also have linked down below if you're not ready to talk to us just yet. But seriously, if you see these aspects in yourself, then I challenge you, talk to us, because we would love to evaluate the opportunity with you. We're not here to actually sell a franchise. We're here to find fits. And if it's a good fit, then it's hopefully a great opportunity for you. And that's why we talk. That's why we want to help you evaluate the business. So no pressure, please learn more. And if you know somebody else who this might be a really good fit for as far as our franchise opportunity, then please share this video with them, share the channel with them so they can learn more. Again, we're not here to pressure anybody. We just don't want people to miss out on something that could be a blessing to their lives. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, and until next time, stay blessed.